simple way to authors, to mark their content with the freedoms that they intended to carry. So rather than copyright default of all rights reserved, this is a way of signaling some rights reserved and some rights left free. As the artist, as the author, as the scholar, as the educator, as the scientist chooses. So we say there are a certain range of freedoms that you can signal, the freedom to share the work, or the freedom to remix the work, or both. And we say there are some restrictions you can impose on those freedoms. You can say you can only do it for non-commercial purposes, or you can say if you make a derivative work, you have to release it in a similarly free way, that's the copyleft idea, or you can impose both restrictions. That combination of freedoms and restrictions produces 6 licenses. Licenses which are always signaled with a tag like this somewhere on the place where the content exists. But this license comes in 3 separate layers. At the top layer, there's a human-readable commons deed, intended to be understood by anybody and expresses the freedoms and restrictions that are associated with that. And then below the human-readable deed, there's a very different lawyer-readable license. A 1 billion-page document written by the best lawyers we could find, including now written by some very good Greek lawyers that we could find, that makes the freedoms enforceable that are associated with it. And third, maybe most important, is a machine-readable expression of the freedoms associated with the content, so that computers can begin to gather content on the basis of the freedoms. So Yahoo and Google both enable you now to search the internet, filtering for Creative Commons licensed content, so you can identify and know what you can do with the content on the basis of the freedoms. Now, when we launched this project, we originally launched it in the United States, but it was quite clear that it made sense only if it was launched internationally, too. And for the last 5 years, we've been working with over 70 jurisdictions around the world to do what Greece has done today, to port the licenses into the local law of the local jurisdiction. And with this launch today, 40 countries around the world have now launched Creative Commons licenses. Here's a map of where the world is right now. The green countries have launched Creative Commons licenses. The yellows will in the next 6 months, and the red countries have yet to join the project. You see this tiny little yellow there that will expand. And then put back down. Okay, so Greece has officially launched. Now, as these countries have launched, we've seen an extraordinary explosion in the uptake of these licenses. So in the first 12 months, we recorded about 1 million loopbacks for our licenses. After 18 months, that number was at about 1.8 million. At 2 years, the number was at about 4 million. At 2.5 years, the number was at about 12 million. At 3 years, the number was at about 32 million. At 3.5 years,